How's it going, you big beautiful bastards? Welcome back to another career simulation. Today we have Tony Romo, one of the quarterbacks of my generation. I can't say greatest, I can't say worst. Romo was never like the peak guy, he was never the top tier guy, but he was consistent enough to be good. He was consistent enough to keep Dallas relevant, but he's not the best quarterback to ever play for his team or anything. Troy Aikman does happen to exist. Dak, I don't want to say Dak is better than Romo, but Dak has the potential to end up being better than Romo. You can see we have right here quarterback number 9 out of Eastern Illinois. He's 23. He technically went undrafted, but we're not doing that. He is currently projected the 16th pick in the first round. I tried to leave him around that mid-level. He did progress all the way to an 80 overall throughout his college season. I had him at like a 78 or a 79. So the Chicago Bears currently have the number 1 overall pick. We're gonna see who they end up picking. My guess is it's probably gonna be Caleb Williams at number 1, and then we'll see what happens from there. They actually end up taking Marvin Harrison Jr. The Cardinals have the next pick, and they take Brock Bowers. Wow, no quarterback that quick. And then they take Jared Verse. So the Saints, who have Derek Carr, could take a quarterback, and they don't. And they take Emeka Ibuka. Okay, wow. The New York Giants maybe move on from Danny Dimes. They take Caleb Williams. The Commanders take Chop Robinson out of Penn State. The Vikings could take a quarterback. They don't. The Bears, once again, could take a quarterback here. They have the chance to. So Caleb Williams is the only quarterback off the board so far, and that still continues as we have the Rams here at pick 12. The Jets at pick 13. They could potentially take a quarterback. The Broncos, they have Russ. Okay, never mind. Tony Romo's going to Denver. Okay, so he gets to go there with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy as his receivers. I didn't see him going to the Broncos. I figured they were still cooking with Russ, like Broncos country, let's ride. Now we jump in as Sean Payton, who's hoping to cook with this team. Well, let's hope Russ isn't the starting quarterback over him. I really don't want to trade Russ to someone else and then have him end up an MVP. But that seems to be the normal. Like when there's a quarterback starting over the guy that we're watching and I trade him away, they end up winning MVP. Tannehill's done it. I think a couple other guys have done it, but Tannehill just always sticks out to me for that one season he did it. Tony Romo is actually the starter of this team. You can see Russell Wilson is his backup. There's Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. They have Marvin Mims Jr. still. Greg Dulcich has actually been downgraded to fullback as they got Gerald Everett, which is a big pickup. You could use that at tight end. Defensively, we're still about the same with Justin Simmons, Pat Surtain. Oh, Quan Alexander, that's new. He should be in Pittsburgh, so we take that. And Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think he's a Denver Bronco in real life. But now we sim through Romo's rookie season in Denver. We'll see what happens here. I'm not expecting too much from him, but he does have a good receiving core, so Romo should be able to put up numbers. In Romo's rookie year, they end up going 6-11. They had the 9th rated passing offense, though, meaning Tony did do pretty good. The Chiefs went 15-2 and won the division. Okay, they're probably winning the Super Bowl. Tony ended up throwing 3,800 yards with 25 touchdowns and 12 picks with a 68% completion percentage, so he didn't have a bad season. We'll take a look here at Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC, where he could have potentially won that. And he actually ends up losing that out to Drake May of the Tennessee Titans and finishes second. So the Titans have now picked a quarterback 3 years in a row. And Romo doesn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So just like that, we sim on to his sophomore season. And for the first time in a while, I'm having question marks after the rookie season. So Romo has progressed into an X-Factor quarterback at an 85 overall. Javonte Williams is up to an 88. Jerry Jeudy surpassed Cortland Sutton for receiver 1 and is an 85. Cortland Sutton is still an 85 though. Marvin Mims is also up to an 81. You look over here, Gerald Everett unlocks superstar. Devin is an 80 overall at starting tight end with Greg Dulcich still behind him. This offense, I'd say with the progression of Romo, got a little better. So their record should be a little better than 6-11. They should be able to contend for a playoff spot this season. But if they don't, that's Broncos country riding. So in year 2, they once again missed the playoffs. They did improve a little bit. They went 8-9, but the passing offense fell off a bit as they were 20th ranked instead of 9th this season. So we'll take a look at Romo's regression here as he had 3,600 yards for 28 touchdowns and a 97.8 passer rating. He ended up throwing 10 picks with a 66% completion percentage, which isn't too bad, I'd say. 28-10 isn't that bad for a second-year quarterback, especially one that was meant to be an undrafted free agent. Yearly awards, he is obviously nowhere to be seen here, and I imagine if we go to AFC and say like Offensive Player of the Year, he's not on here. Say we go to Best Quarterback, I'm willing to bet he's not on here at all, and he's not. So Tony is in fact not cooking. One of these years here soon, though, he's got to make the playoffs or something as we go on to year 3 now. Very quickly, actually. We're flying through this one for the first time in a while. I do want to take a moment here and say thank you to everyone who who watches these videos and enjoys them. At this point in time, we are currently at 898 subscribers, 2 away from 900, which is a huge milestone for me. So I just want to say thank you, and if you guys are enjoying these sims and like watching them, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and if not, that choice is yours. Just keep coming back and watching the videos. I do want to say too, coming Thanksgiving week, videos are going to be a little rough. From Wednesday to Friday, I'm going back home to my parents and everything to celebrate Thanksgiving with them, and then that Saturday I'm going to a Cavs-Lakers game in Cleveland. So I'm going to try and get videos done for that. One of those may be a MUT video, and then the video that it would come out that Sunday is I'm trying to make it a career sim, but it's going to be weird. It's not going to be a normal one. So all I'm going to say about that is it's going to be weird. As we take a look here going into year 3, as Romo is up to an 89 overall X-Factor quarterback. Javonte Williams is now up to a 91. Jerry Jeudy is up to an 87. Cortland Sutton is regressing down to an 83. Marvin Mims Jr. is now up to an 83. And we have a new tight end in town with Cade Otton. Cade Otton jump ships from the Bucks to here. Gerald Everett's downgraded to tight end 2. And Greg Dulcich is gone, as Gerald Everett is now our fullback. Which I still find that weird that Madden just doesn't really do much with the fullback position. There's not many fullbacks in the game. It's always just the backup tight end. As we sim to the playoffs here in year 3, maybe this is the year they finally put the pieces together. And I think they missed the playoffs again because Sean Payton has been fired as Broncos head coach, which I think is actually looming pretty close in real life. I get he's a legendary coach, but he just can't put the pieces together in Denver. They did last night, though, as I'm recording this, have a very big win over the Bills, which was kind of like the Bills threw it themselves with a 12-man on the field with like the last field goal that the Broncos ended up missing, but they got to redo the play because the Bills decided to have 12 players on the field. Coming in as the new coach, we have this man, Chuck Ryder, here. We're going to see if he can turn this team around, see what he can do. See what kind of dumpster fire Sean Payton left for him and what the team looked like. The team ended up going 7-10, finishing bottom in the division. The Chiefs also went 7-10, which is wild, but they were yellow and everything at least, so they're figuring it out slowly. 17th rated passing offense for our boy Romo. We'll take a look at how his stats were this season, as he had 3,600 yards, a career low in touchdowns with 24, but also I think a career low in picks with 9. 69% completion percentage along the way to that, and a 102 passer rating, which I think has to be his career high in passer rating. Nowhere to be seen on this list as Lamar Jackson is your MVP. There's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, your usual 3 suspects. We go to Offensive Player of the Year. He's nowhere to be seen on here. The AFC Best Quarterback list for some reason doesn't want to load, but I don't imagine he's even on it anyway. As we fast forward to year 4, and into the last year of his rookie contract, he's still yet to make the playoffs. So he actually has 2 years left on his contract. They did pick up his 5th-year option, so we have 2 more years of Tony Romo in Denver with the chance of him leaving in the end. Tony is now up to a 91 with his X Factor. You have Javonte Williams up to a 93. Judy's an 88. Cortland Sutton has gone back up to an 84, and Cade Otton unlocked Superstar Dev at an 80 overall, meaning the tight ends are probably getting targeted pretty well. Both of them have progressed to Superstar. Trevor Lawrence was actually the quarterback of the Denver Broncos there too, who he just got cooked by the Niners, 34-3. I gotta talk about it too. The Steelers are somehow 6-3, and they have not outscored a single opponent on offense, or they have not outperformed, I guess, like outgained. It's unbelievable. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they somehow keep winning. On top of that, Kenny Pickett doesn't throw the ball to the middle of the field. His passing chart from last week, there was not a single pass thrown to the middle of the field. While the coaching carousel continues, Chuck Ryder lasted about a whole 2 seasons and now got fired. So now we move on to a different coach, where I'm assuming once again they didn't make the playoffs. These options for coaches' faces actually suck. We're going to see if this guy looking like this, we're going to name him Nick Saban. We're going to see if someone with that kind of name can come in and save this team. I was actually, no, I'm not going to do it. I was going to name him Urban Meyer, but I completely changed my mind. We're going to rock with Nick Saban. So in Nick Saban coming in, we see that they ended up having their worst season so far, going 5-12. The 9th rated passing offense, though, meaning Romo stepped it up a little bit compared to the past years. He almost had 4,000 passing yards and 24 touchdowns with a 104 passer rating. He threw 9 picks, a 70% completion percentage, meaning he might be on one of these lists this year for an award, but I don't imagine he won any awards, and he's not on the MVP list at all, as his draft mate Caleb Williams is. Take a look at best quarterback here, and he's actually once again not even on that list. He is yet to contend for any awards. And just like that, Nick Saban moves into his first year as Broncos head coach. We're going to see if he can turn it around for Tony Romo and the gang, but it's not looking too hot for Romo to start his career. And just like that, we're unable to connect to EA servers. Let's go, EA! So we are on the last year of Romo's contract. He has pretty low overall interest to re-sign, which I have that on high again, by the way, hoping that maybe he'll leave believe. He's a 93 overall now, though. They drafted a backup quarterback in Hollenbach here. Javonte Williams is still here at a 90 overall. Jerry Jeudy's an 87. Marvin Mims Jr. is up to an 85. Cortland Sutton has regressed down to receiver 3 at an 81. And Kate Otten is still here at an 80, but he lost his superstar dev. So let's see what the last year under Romo's rookie contract looks like. See if Nick Saban can turn this team around and get them to the playoffs for the first time in Romo's career. And it's going so slow, and the EA servers are going to disconnect me again. Oh, no, they're not. Wow. Look at that. Nick Saban comes in for 1 year, and they're in the wild card round. They had the 20th rated passing offense, 15th total offense, but the defense carried. That's a very Nick Saban thing. Romo had 3,700 yards and 31 touchdowns with a 116 passer rating. He only threw 4 picks this season as his decision-making is getting better. We take a look at the yearly awards where once again there's no Romo on here. We'll look at best quarterback just to make sure. He is on that list for the first time in his career. He is 5th in the best quarterback in the AFC list. Now we finally get an opportunity to see Tony Romo try and win a game. They are going to go into Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where Tony Romo is the best player along with Junior Walters, and there's PS2 there as well. The Steelers all defense. Who would have thought? It's TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Joey Porter, just like in real life. At the start of the fourth quarter, they are currently down 4. We have an opportunity to jump in here and see Romo as he is on the Steelers side of the field. It is 2nd and 1. You can see him lined up in the shotgun there. Judy's down there on the bottom. Judy comes in motion. Romo's going to drop back to throw, and he hits Jerry Jeudy over the middle for the first down. He's got 138 and a touchdown this game. I accidentally backed out of the sim. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to this. Following the first down, Romo once again comes out in the shotgun. He's got Judy down low. He's dropping back to throw once again. He's got time. He hits Kate Otten over the middle for a gain of about 8. That actually wasn't Kate Otten. That was Barnett, the backup tight end, is once again. Romo's out in the shotgun. No handoff here. He's dropping back, and that's once again Barnett. Oh, no, that's Otten. What number was Barnett then? 82? Romo's calling an audible. He's got Otten and Sutton switching sides. Quick throw to Otten as JPJ wasn't there to make the play, and that's another first down. Romo's cooking right now. He refuses to be under center as he's in the shotgun once again from the 12-yard line, dropping back to throw. Romo's got time, and he ends up throwing it out the back of the end zone as that was locked up. Now he's out. He's in the shotgun, dropping back to throw. He's got time. Highsmith was there. Okay, what a big play there by Turnage. I don't know who that is. Probably an auto-generated player, and Romo throws a pick. And now the Steelers just got to run the clock out as Pat Fryermuth catches the pass from Jeremiah McMillan. Okay, Kenny Pickett is no longer here. The Steelers are running the clock out. That first down will basically decide the game. Never mind, they had to punt. Okay. So now here we go with 17 seconds left. Romo has to get them down the field with no timeouts. I'm pretty sure it's just about over. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time. He chucks it up towards the sidelines. 8 seconds left. Can Tony Romo throw a 90-yard pass? Probably not. The game's probably going to end. They're probably going home in Romo's first playoff game. He was trying to cook. He threw a pick late. He's dropping back to throw once again. Highsmith gets him in the end zone for the safety, and there are those Steelers closers I was just talking about as Alex Highsmith forces the end of the game. Oh yeah, and the game broke, by the way. The game's over, but we have to back out because the Super Sim broke because I didn't just let it end the game. So in Romo's first playoff appearance, he ends up losing to the 8-9 Steelers, and now we go on to year 6 where Romo is potentially an unrestricted free agent and could leave Denver, but the way that this game works, even if he didn't want to re-sign, he's probably going to. And yeah, there he is. Tony Romo is still here. He did re-sign with the team despite his overall interest to re-sign being in the red. He is now a 28-year-old quarterback. He re-signed on a 4-year deal, so he is here until he's at least 32. He still has a low overall interest to re-sign following that, but I imagine he's here for his career. He is up to a 95 overall. Javonte Williams has dropped to an 89. Jerry Jeudy's an 87. So is Marvin Mims. And we finally lost Cortland Sutton. Kate Otten has moved up to an 81 with a morale boost because they finally made the playoffs, so the morale on this team is high with head coach Nick Saban leading the way. We'll advance on to year 6. And just like that, we've returned to form, going 6-11 with the 17th rated passing offense. The defense fell off from last season. Take a look here. Romo threw 3,800 yards and 24 touchdowns with a 99 passer rating. He's back up to that 10 interceptions a season kind of vibe. He had a 69% completion percentage, and once again, I think he's probably fallen off all awards lists. Anthony Richardson is your league MVP. That is a name I didn't expect to see up here. And once again, the best quarterback list or nothing will load. So just like that, we move on to year 7 where Romo is still here for 3 more years. He's here till at least year 9 where He will be 32 and will probably have started regressing by then. I feel like this is kind of somewhat accurate to Romo's real life career. Not that I wanted it to be accurate. I kind of wanted him to dominate, but like Romo was always, he was there. He was good. He could win you games, but like he could never put it all together and win a Super Bowl. It's kind of the same situation where you're getting with Dak, where like Dallas is a good team. They're great. Honestly, they win games. They demolish teams. Look at what they've done to the Giants this year. It's almost like the same situation Dak is in, where it's like he can win big games. He can get you there, but they always end up falling short in the playoffs, which I guess sucks for the Cowboys. But I happen to very much hate Cowboys fans and how they act and all that shit. I mean, I get everyone hates Steelers fans too, though, and I completely respect that. I hate my own fan base. He is still progressing, though, and overall, he's up to a 96, keeps his X factor. Javonte Williams is regressing. Marvin Mims is now receiver 1 as Jerry Jeudy has regressed to an 84. Cade Otton has also started to regress, so the regression is hitting all of the skills players on this team as Romo just keeps getting better, but if his skills players are getting worse, it's not a good sign for him. No matter how good he is, if the team around him isn't good, he's going to struggle. They went positive this year. They were over 500. They went 9-8, but still had the 17th rated passing offense, 28th total offense, 4th rated defense, so the offense really let down the defense. Romo ended up throwing 3,800 yards and 22 touchdowns with a 96 passer rating as the years of disappointment continue for Tony Romo. Again, nowhere on this list. Coach of the year, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be there. And the AFC side and the NFC side of the awards will not load once again, but it's okay. Oh, it loaded right there at the last second. Hold on. We look at our best quarterback. We're in the AFC. He's not even on that list. He did so bad. That's insane. He can't even make the top 10 in his conference of 16 teams. And I think just like that, we're already on to year 8, which is insane for how some of these quarterback videos end up being an hour long. Tony Romo's, it feels like it's going by so quick. And now as we go into year 8, our quarterback, Tony Romo, has lost his X factor. He's down to superstar dev, and he is now 30 years old, which means he's getting to that age. He's at that grizzled veteran age. He's the leader of this team. Javonte Williams has regressed all the way down to an 82 and lost his star dev. He's all the way down to normal dev. Marvin Mims still has his star dev. He's an 88. You have Hankins here at receiver 2 as we lost Jerry Jeudy. Cade Otton is still here all the way down to a 75, but once again, the skills players on this team are just not looking too hot for Romo. This team is not drafted good to keep this offense afloat, and so we sim through year 8. Our 30-year-old quarterback and his struggling offense are probably going to continue to struggle. And the coaching carousel in Denver continues as Nick Saban has now been fired, and we have to move on to our 4th head coach of the video. Some of these poor players have gone through 4 head coaches now, some of them even 5 if you look at players like PS2 that were here before Sean Payton even got here. I'm just picking random names at this point. We're going with Justin Red. That is the new coach. I didn't mean to click edit appearance. I wanted to just accept and continue. Instead of having everyone be Chris Dale, we're going to switch it up because I just don't feel like seeing the same name the entire time. So they won the last game of the season. They ended up going 7-10 though with a 13th rated passing offense, 26 total offense. The defense once again tried, but this offense is just terrible. 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, and a 98.7 passer rating. We'll take a look here at the yearly awards where we go down to the AFC. He wasn't on the MVP race at all. Obviously, he's not on the best quarterback list at all either. Oh man, Romo's disappointing. We're gonna change up the scheme here. We're not gonna change up the playbooks. Changing up the playbooks, in my opinion, is cheating when I do these, because I think playbooks, like say I would just to throw the Chiefs playbook on every time I did a quarterback, they'd be unstoppable. There'd be no point in me even like changing up players, doing different sims. But the schemes, I will say, those are free game. The playbooks I don't want to touch. We're gonna switch it up to a West Coast zone run scheme. Why not? Let's see what they can do in year 9 now. Yeah, it's gonna be year 9 because Romo is now 31 years old. We're going into year 9. He's down to superstar dev still. He didn't get his X factor back. He's also regressing as he's down to a 94. We ended up losing Javonte Williams. Marvin Mims is still rocking with us in at 86. We also lost Cade Otton, and we have Simpson now at tight end, and Hankins is still here at receiver 2. They drafted Morton here for receiver 3 now, and we'll fast forward through year 9 and see if changing up the schemes can help this offense figure anything out. See, usually I let the team rock with like the schemes that they have for a while until I decide to switch it up to try and see if it can improve this team, because I feel like realistically, if a team team is going to draft a player, they're going to try and fit that scheme. But Madden just isn't like that realistic and doesn't stick to that formula. So changing up the scheme didn't work at all. They went 6-11 again, 16th rated passing offense, 17th rated total defense, 29th rated total offense. I think the thing is, though, these skills positions are all bad. Like, we don't have anybody great on this team. Romo threw for 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 picks with a 71% completion percentage. And now he is once again going to be a free agent and has an opportunity to leave Denver. Does he leave this team, though? I doubt it. He's a 90. He lost his X factor, though, so maybe there's a chance he does. Maybe because he doesn't have that X factor anymore, they draft a quarterback, they decide to move on from him. Romo is, in fact, back for year 10. We'll take a look at what his new contract is looking like, as he's a 32-year-old quarterback, and he's probably rocking with Denver for his whole career. He's on a 3-year deal worth, what, 150 million almost? No, 130, 140. So he is here until at least, what, we're going into year 10, so he's here till at least after year 12. We'll see what happens here, as he's a 95. Marvin Mims is down to an 83. Morton, that they drafted, is up to an 80 with superstar devs. Simpson, the tight end, is a 78. Griffin, the new running back that replaced Javonte Williams, is up to an 81. Rutland behind him is a rookie they drafted. He's a 75 overall, and now he progressed through year 10, where I'm prepared to be insanely disappointed by this team once again. This is what it feels like to be a Broncos fan, just constantly be disappointed by your team. Well, they went 8-9, and they barely missed the playoffs this season, being one game behind the Chiefs. They have the 23rd rated passing offense, 8th rated rushing offense, though, so that side of the offense is figuring it out, but the rest of it is not. They're still bad. That is a career low for Romo in yards, as he was under 3,500 with 34-64. He had 24 touchdowns and 9 picks, a 69% completion percentage with a 102 passer rating. Once again, not going to be on any awards list. He is not winning jack shit. And just like that, we're already on to year 11, man. I hate when Sims go like this. I hate uploading videos like this, but this is, again, I say this every time. Every time I have a bad sim, I say this. I hate when they go bad, because I don't like uploading. I feel like it's not good content for you guys to enjoy, but it also just shows how hit or miss NFL careers could be. I think it's actually pretty accurate. Like, NFL players could, one career, say, like, you go with, I don't know, Kyler Murray or something. Like, right now, he's not having the best career, but imagine, like, Kyler Murray gets a restart. He goes to a team like the Chiefs and gets put in Patrick Mahomes' situation. He could go on to become what Patrick Mahomes is now. That's what I think makes these sims so fun, in my opinion, is like you get this entire different perspective of a quarterback's career, or a running back's career, or a defensive player's career. Following last season being one of the worst of his career, I kind of expect he lost his superstar dev and is down to star, but he did not. He is all the way down to an 89, though, with the morale boost. He's a 92. Rutland, the rookie they drafted a few years ago, is now taken over as a starting running back. Morton is now taken over as receiver 1 at an 82 with superstar devs. Stills here is now receiver 2. Reese is now at receiver 3 with that angry mean mug he's got going on there. Simpson is up to an 80 at tight end, as this team is not improving much. The team is not drafting good around Romo. I have not seen any rookies other than Morton progress in this offense. In year 11, they are finally back in the playoffs. They are playing the Texans in the wildcard round with current MVP candidate CJ Stroud. The dude's a dog, and as an Ohio State fan, I love seeing it. They ended up with the 12th rated passing offense, 15th rated overall, the 14th rated defense overall too, but they're playing the number 1 rated defense in the league in the Houston Texans. Romo is back to his form with 3,800 yards and 32 touchdowns, a 112 passer rating. Obviously, he's not going to be MVP, but I think this is the first time in his career he's on this list, as he's in 9th. We go look at the AFC. He was at 5th in Offensive Player of the Year. We take a look at Best Quarterback, where I don't imagine he won, but he was 3rd, which is the highest we've seen him on any award list at the age of, what, 34 now? And so, for the second time ever, we are going to get to watch Tony Romo attempt to win a playoff game. We'll see if he can waltz into Houston and walk out of there with a win. They are currently getting blown out by 21. They do score, but the Texans are going to go down and score again. 35-21 is your final score. Romo didn't do jack shit this game. They were struggling the entire time. Romo threw 218 and a touchdown. CJ Stroud threw 254 and 2 touchdowns. We'll take a look here. Just see interceptions. Nobody threw one. Tony had a higher completion percentage, but less yards, less attempts. And just like that, in the wildcard round, once again, Tony Romo falls short. The game wasn't even close. I don't know what needs to be done as we go into year 12 and Tony continues to struggle. As we go into year 12 of Tony Romo, here he is in the last year of his latest extension. He is an 88 overall with a morale boost, an 86 without it. Rutland is an 81. Morton is an 84. Reese here has now moved up to receiver 2. Stills dropped to receiver 3. Simpson has progressed up to an 81. This team is still looking mid as hell. So in his last year under contract here for maybe ever, because he could retire after this, honestly, with the way he's regressing. I don't see it happening, but he also could potentially leave. So let's see what happens in year 12, following making the playoffs and losing in the wild card round. Am I dreaming? They're the number 1 seed. They went 12-5, won the division, the 10th rated passing offense, 9th rated total offense. Wow, what happened? Romo threw 3,900 yards and 35 touchdowns with a 115 passer rating, as he'll probably be on the MVP list again. He is. He's in 5th. We'll go over here to the AFC, where you can see he is not Offensive Player of the Year. He's all the way down in 10th for that. And best quarterback, he's not going to win that either, as he's in 4th behind CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, and Bryce Graves. But in year 12, they made the playoffs. They're the number 1 seed. I don't know how we got here. After 12 years of struggle, they do this. So now in the divisional round, for the first time in his career, they're going to be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to see if Romo can do it. Can he do it in year 12? Last year under contract, walk off into the sunset potentially? And we suck. He's not great. This is not good. They've just punted every time. It's always a punt. It's 13-0, and they turn the ball over, and the game's basically over. 16, they make the 2-point, and it's 16-8 is the final score. So they somehow make it to the number 1 seed, end up failing miserably. Romo threw 196 and a touchdown with a 53% completion percentage. He didn't end up throwing an interception, but Bryce Graves threw 206 and no touchdowns. Running the ball, I don't even know how they lost this game. Let's see. George Lennon scored 1 touchdown. Other than that, I think it was all field goals. If we go over here and we look at kicking, 3 field goals for the Jags. So the defense tried. Romo just couldn't put it in the end zone, and they end up going home in year 12, and Romo is back off into the free agency. So before we go into year 13, we're going to take a look at his career stats and see what he's rocking with so far. It can't be too hot. I don't imagine it's going to be anywhere like in the all-time list. He's at 45,000 yards, 316 touchdowns, and 101 picks with 223 yards per game and a 104 passer rating. He is over his real-life numbers, though, as of right now. He's got 11,000 more yards than real-life Tony Romo did, over 50 more touchdowns, where he had 248 in real life, a better completion percentage, and a better all-time QBR, I think. So he does have a better QBR, but now we move on to year 13, see if he decides to stick around for another season or if he calls it a career. He did end up doing better than his real-life self, but just like real-life Tony Romo, he can never get it done in the big moments. And Tony Romo has been benched for Anthony Richardson. He is the backup quarterback here. AR is going to get traded away so that we can get another season of Tony Romo. We'll take a look at his contract. I'm assuming it's a 1-year contract in year 13. It is. He is taking a very big pay cut, as he was making like $43 million a year before this, and now he's making 7.9. Poor AR-15 is going to get traded away from the team that he just signed to. And there you have it. We now have Marvin Harrison Jr. here, though, at our receiver 1. Morton is dropped to receiver 2. Simpson is up to an 83, and Rutland is up to an 83. So there's potential. The skills group got a little better coming into this season. So let's see what Romo can do in year 13. See if he can turn this shit around and finally figure something out offensively. They're the 1 seed again. Back-to-back years, they're the number 1 seed with an 82 overall Tony Romo at quarterback. So we'll sim on to the divisional round, where they're going to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Take a look over here at the stats, where Romo, for the first time in his career, surpassed 4,000 yards with 4,111 yards and 28 touchdowns with a 104 passer rating. Yearly awards, he probably didn't win this. He did not. He's not even on the MVP list. Anthony Richardson, that we traded to the Bills, is actually in 4th. AFC best quarterback, he's all the way down here in 8th. We'll take one last look at his career stats here, where he is probably over 50,000 yards now, I'm assuming. Oh, he just missed 50,000 yards. 49,620 yards, 344 touchdowns, 107 picks, a 69% completion percentage, and a 104.8 passer rating. So it was a pretty good career so far for Romo. Let's see if maybe this is the year. Maybe he can put it together this year and beat the Chiefs, go on to his first championship game. There is no Patrick Mahomes in this top 3, but there's also no Tony Romo anymore in this top 3. All right, they're up 7 at the half. Now it's a tie game. I'm just going to... Oh, it's a 4th and 3. Never mind, they're going to punt. We're going to jump in here. We're going to see what happens, just because I want to see Romo play a little bit. So with the game tied 17-17, nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, Tony comes out in the shotgun. He is looking to get the lead for his team, as he is dropping back to throw from the shotgun. Quick throw out to Simpson, the tight end. He's got to cook here. He can run this clock down a little bit too and get it into the 4th quarter to give the Chiefs less time to work with, as he's dropping back to throw throw once again, and over the middle, he finds a receiver who breaks a tackle. Is that Marvin Harrison? I think that is. No, that's Morton. Okay, that's not Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know which receiver he is. Maybe... was he just star dev? But Romo's dropping back to throw again. On the run, throws a dime to the 1-yard line. What a throw. Wow, man. Romo's cooking here. Romo at 35 years old or something is cooking. They get in the end zone on a run play, after Romo got them down to the 1 on a throw to Morton. And just like that, they have the lead. And now the defense has to come up big and make a stop here. And the defense is unable to make a stop. So now Romo's got to come out and cook once again. Romo comes out with an empty backfield this time. I don't know. I think Marvin Harrison's the receiver in the slot there that just sat down. He's chucking it up downfield, and it's caught! Oh my god, what a throw. So now with 3:20 left, Romo's coming out under center. He can hand this ball off, or he can throw it. It's really his choice. He's going to end up handing it off. There's no hole as the running back gets speared. Rutland has 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. Once again, Romo comes out in the shotgun. I'm pretty sure the receiver with long hair there that was lining up in the slot is Marvin Harrison Jr. He finds Simpson, the tight end, for a first down there on a risky throw. Now on first down, he once again comes out under center. He's calling an audible, though. You can see he's probably he's actually throwing it. He's got time back there. He's going to throw it towards the outside where he finds his receiver for a gain of 5. Romo calls a little audible there. He's out here in the shotgun. He's probably going to be throwing it, looking at the time left on the clock. He's got time. Throw to the inside was so risky, but it's caught for a first down. And now we go into the 2-minute warning as they are in field goal range with an opportunity to take the lead in this game. Romo just has to play safe. It is now 2nd and inches. They ran the ball on first down. Romo is in the shotgun. He's probably going to hand this one off too, and he does, and that is a first down. And now the Chiefs should start using their timeouts. The game should be iced. Romo should be on his way to an AFC Championship game for the first time in his career, 13 seasons in. He hands it off. The running back finds the edge and the hole, and he's going to... Oh, he gets down to the 1. I mean, you should have went down a lot sooner than that just to run the clock out, but it's fine. Get it in. Just score. And now they're going to try a fake end around. Romo's going to get dropped in the backfield there. Not a great play call there by the OC. Now with 1:03 left, Romo comes out in the shotgun. He is going to end up handing it off where the running back once again gets stuffed in the backfield, but that's for the best because now they can just run this clock. So the running back got stuffed at the 1, and now they can come out and try and kick a game-winning field goal to win the game. They call a timeout with 11 seconds left, which is very early, instead of letting the clock expire on the field goal. Field goal is good. Now with 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 5... and 2 seconds, and the game is going to end, and they are on their way to an AFC Championship game for the first time in Tony's career as he threw 273 and a touchdown. It took 13 seasons for us to get here, but somehow Romo cooked. And now in the AFC Championship game, they will be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team that took them out in the playoffs in years past with McMillan at quarterback. They have Reggie Burgess at running back. Romo has an opportunity in his 13th season after struggling for years and years and years to get this team to a Super Bowl. In a snowy game in Denver. We're jumping in the 3rd quarter if it's a close game. We're jumping in to watch Romo because I love snowy games. The vibes are immaculate when it comes to snowy games. There it is, 17-10. The defense couldn't make a stop, though. It's a touchdown game. We're going to jump in here on this 1st and goal and just see what happens and see if they can score this touchdown. Romo here down 14 with 3.5 minutes left in the 4th. He comes out in the shotgun. He is going to end up running play action. He's got time back there towards the end zone, and it's almost intercepted. That was so risky. 2nd and goal, he comes out under center. That Steelers front looks like a heavy run front. They don't want to hand this off, but Romo gets sacked as the offensive line folded there. And now on 3rd and goal, Romo comes out in the shotgun from the 8. He's got to score a touchdown here. You can't. This is 4-down territory. And once again, unblocked, a guy comes up the middle. And now on a 4th down, gotta have it kind of play. If they can't score a touchdown here, the game is going to end. This offensive line has been atrocious here at the goal line. They do hold up this time. Maybe not. Never mind. Romo takes a sack on 4th down, and the game is going to end there. They're going to lose in the AFC Championship game in year 13 for Romo. They did have to punt. Romo is... Okay, wow, he's cooking all of a sudden. Wow. Okay, we're going to jump in for a little bit here. Obviously, I think the game's already over, but let's see if Romo can throw one on his way out the door. He is going to drop back to throw. He's got time back there for the first time. Into the end zone, he misses the throw. The receiver out of step. The receiver had a step on the DB there too and had a wide open touchdown if Romo could have just thrown it accurately, but he could not. He missed the throw. This time he's dropping back to throw again. He's got time back there. He's chucking it up towards the end zone and it's way out of bounds. Once again, he comes out in the shotgun. He needs to do something here. The game is basically all but over already and he misses another throw. Romo is throwing. Romo looks atrocious. And this would be the perfect play for him to throw an interception just to put the sprinkle on it. And on the run, he throws. And why is that one completed, man? He had his feet set in all the other ones, but the clock might run out on him here. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Doesn't get the snap off, and they're going home in the AFC Championship game. Romo threw 319 and a touchdown. We'll take a look at the player stats. No picks for him, but Jeremiah McMillan for the Steelers for 205 and 3 touchdowns, and it just wasn't enough from Romo in his 13th season. As now we will fast forward to year 14, and Tony Romo is no longer here. Quarterback 1 for this team is a 65 overall. Now I'm expecting that means Romo went off into retirement. He's gone off into the sunset, sadly, not in the way he would have liked. Hold up, maybe he didn't retire. He may have went somewhere else. I don't see him on this list. Yeah, I think Tony Romo went to a different team. Dude, oh my God, I couldn't have written a better script. Tony Romo is now the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. He went home. Let's go to Dallas, baby. I don't know why. I don't know how. But we're here. We're the Dallas Cowboys with Tony Romo. He's probably not even the starter is the worst part. That's what's going to hurt. And he is. He's an 83, bro. Tony's cooking. So I should look at the skills group, actually. I was about to just sim through without doing that. But let's look at what he's got around him here in Dallas. As he has the potential to maybe cook this season. He's got an 86 McKinney and 86 Ferguson, both with normal dev. A rookie 84 overall named Woods. So he is a killer out of the draft. And they also have Tart here who has star dev at tight end. Romo's an 83 though. This is year 14. I guess we'll see what happens, man. I didn't expect him to still be here. I thought it was over after last season. And Romo and the Cowboys went 11-6. The number 10 rated passing offense, 6th rated total offense. We'll take a look at what Romo did as he had 3,900 yards and 25 touchdowns with a 108 passer rating. For his career stats, he is now up to 43,574 yards, 369 touchdowns, 111 interceptions, a 69% completion percentage, and a 105 passer rating. He obviously didn't win any awards. None of those stats are that crazy. We'll jump into this wild card game where they are the away team going to LA to play in SoFi against the Rams. So they're down 14-6 here early. The defense needs to make a stop. They do. They tie the game at 14, and now in the fourth quarter they have the ball in the red zone and Romo has an opportunity to score a touchdown. Tony is wearing Dak's number currently. He is still number 4 despite me having him as number 9 coming out of the draft, but that's fine. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time towards the end zone, batted away by the defender. Tony's 9 for 15 for 130 in the fourth quarter. So apparently this team is not very pass heavy. They are a run heavy team, kind of like what I expected, honestly. And they're going to hand it off on a 3rd and 10 and just play for the field goal because that makes sense in a wild card game. So now we jump forward even more. They are up 3. The defense needs to make a stop and they let the Rams get down the field and kick a field goal. And now Romo has to drive his team down the field once more. This is an obvious passing situation in my opinion. Romo comes out in the shotgun with the running back to his left. He's actually just going to hand it off. Okay, and they get nothing. Okay, that's why. Woods has 127 and a touchdown. So yeah, this is a run team. Romo comes out in the shotgun in the last play before the 2-minute warning. He's dropping back to throw. He hits the receiver underneath, which gets them a first down, and now we're to the 2-minute warning. They just got to run this clock and get into field goal range. Comes out in the shotgun once again with Woods, the running back, to his left. He's dropping back to throw. He has time, hits the tight end who stays in bounds. Good. Keep that clock moving. So they are up to their own 44. Romo once again in the shotgun. This time a running back to his right, and that's not Woods. He's dropping back to throw once again. He's got no time, and he gets hit as he throws. It's 3rd and 4. Now on 3rd down, just like he has been majority of this drive, he comes out in the shotgun. He's dropping back to throw. Quick throw to the inside receiver. Gets them a first down and keeps this drive alive with under 1.5 minutes to go in the game. Romo's calling an audible, trying to let that time run a little bit. The Rams haven't wanted to use their timeouts yet. Romo's got Woods next to him in the backfield. He's dropping back to throw. He's got time, and he hits the underneath receiver receiver again. They're playing this zone that's just letting him hit those comeback routes. So Romo ends up handing it off to Woods, who finds a hole, and that is technically getting them into field goal range right now. 35 seconds left. Dallas takes a timeout. Not even the Rams. Okay, so on first down, they come out. He's going to hand it off to Woods again, who finds a hole, and he's going to almost get another first down. And now they take that timeout. They're going to try this field goal here. The Rams kept a hold of all three of theirs. The Rams are lined up in a normal defensive formation. Okay, they're not going to try and block this. They're going to let Andrews have the wide open opportunity to kick the field goal. He lines up, the kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. And the Dallas Cowboys have the potential to go on to the divisional round now, as long as this defense cannot let up any kind of points in 8 seconds. And the game is over. They won 20-17. Romo goes to Dallas, is on his way to the divisional round. He threw 152. We know Woods carried. He had like 150 yards rushing. And now we'll have to go into New Orleans and see what this team can do against the Saints. You can see they have Maury Barlow, Ty Thomas, and Jimmy Darby in their top three. Ours are Tyree Miller, D'Angelo Woods, that running back that tore it up last game, and Nathan Tiller. They go down 10-0 early, make that 17-0 going into the half, maybe 17-3 going into the half. Okay, the defense needs to make a stop. They do. The offense can't do anything with it. And it's 24-3 late in the fourth. The game is over. In the divisional round, the Dallas Cowboys are going home. They're losing to the New Orleans Saints, and Tony Romo goes home sad. Romo threw 208 and a touchdown. Randy Scott threw 250 and 2 touchdowns, and Romo just couldn't put it all together in Dallas and win them one. And now we move on to year 15, where Romo once again has the potential to retire, has the potential to leave. I honestly don't know if he signed a 1-year deal or not, actually. So maybe he signed a 2-year deal and he's in Dallas again next year, and we get another season of Romo to cook. And so Tony Romo is no longer here. We have a 12 overall quarterback. I mean, I'm assuming that's the kicker, but Romo's not here anymore. So I'm assuming he retired that or he signed with another team. So there is no Tony Romo here, meaning he's either a free agent or he retired. We'll take a look here real quick. So he's actually a free agent. So he's going to sign back with Dallas and play one more season, because why the hell not? I pray this is not another Mitch Trubisky situation, but Mitch did cook for a long time. Tony got drafted or picked up by this team as all of a sudden an 81, but he's lost all of his development traits. He's down to just normal dev. So now let's fast forward through year 15 to the playoffs, see if this Dallas Cowboys team can get Tony Romo back to the playoffs once more. In Romo's potential last season, they end up going 7-10. We'll take a look here at how he did. Romo threw 3,364 yards, 28 touchdowns with a 105 passer rating. Obviously, no awards in his future. He's up to just about 57,000 career yards. He just missed 400 touchdowns with 397, 119 interceptions, through just under 70% completion percentage with a 69 and a 105.1 passer rating, a 0.1 upgrade from what it was at before this season. And just like that, we move on to year 16, where again, I don't imagine we have any more Tony Romo left in us at this point. Having been down to normal dev, he was a 79 overall. So I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. After that last season we simulated through, he was down to a 70 overall on the dot. And I simmed through the next season and he came back at a 64, and I just didn't feel right signing him and letting the team struggle and just realizing he wasn't going to make the playoffs. The Mitch sim taught me something, that if we get to that point and they end up being a free agent, there is no point in coming back for more other than to just boost his stats, which kind of ruins the realism of the sim, which I apologize for. If you guys want me to change that and do that from here on out and keep going with it from that point on, I understand, but I kind of pictured Tony Romo in that Matt Ryan spot right now, where he's not technically retired, but nobody's going to sign him. So after 17 seasons though, Tony Romo has now called it a career, retiring a free agent. We saw his career stats. We know he's not on any of the all-time lists. We'll take a minute real quick and just check the legacy score, see where he ended up on this list, if he's anywhere up high at all. A lot of the times our guys don't even show up on here is my thing, so I doubt we'll even see him. Yeah, because I know he was over all these numbers and he was nowhere to be seen on there. I don't understand what I do wrong that he just doesn't end up on here. Yeah, he's nowhere to be seen on there. But thank you all for watching. This has been fun. Romo's career kind of went how you'd expect it to. It went pretty similar to how his real life career went, minus jumping ship to a team at the end of his career, but he just so happened to jump to his real life team, the Dallas Cowboys, which was fitting. I hope you all did enjoy though, and if you did, as I said earlier in the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. We are approaching 900 subs. Thank you all so deeply for that. But guys, with all that out of the way, it has been fun. I will talk to you all in the next one, and with that out of the way, peace out.